Hello everybody and welcome back to another JK Mobility class. Today's class we're looking at more of a whole body mobility routine today, so like a circuit. We're going to touch into the neck, shoulders, hips, spine. We'll finish with some work for the scapula, the knees and the ankles as well. So we'll start, you can either start in this position here like I am. If this position doesn't work for your knees, you can come up to a tall kneeling position, totally fine for this little starting sequence. We'll start with our arms down by our sides and try and keep those shoulders down out of your ears. So take a breath in, create a little bit of tension through your body. So that means tensing and squeezing the musculature through your body. From there, nice and slowly, start to tuck your chin in towards your throat first. So nice and slowly tucking in, slowly rounding, rounding, rounding. Then chin comes towards your chest. It's hard to talk in this position. When you can't round anymore, start drawing a line over your left collarbone. Keep those shoulders down, and then left ear to left shoulder. Start to look up towards the ceiling, nice and slow. And slowly over towards the right, still lifting the neck up. Then right ear towards the right shoulder. And chin draws that line along the right collarbone, back down in towards your chest. And then reverse direction, let's go to the right. So drawing that line across your right collarbone, right ear, right shoulder, slowly looking up, over towards the left, left ear to left shoulder, chin towards the chest, towards that collarbone again. And again, let's reverse the direction. So over to the left, one more time, left ear, left shoulder, slowly looking up. Nice and slow, try to maintain that same tempo the whole time. Right ear, right shoulder. And back to center position. We'll do the scapula as well, so the arms continue to stay in the same position. First action is shoulders up towards the ears, so shrug the shoulders up, so it's elevating the scapula. Then retract, draw the shoulder blades together, and then deep press down. So forward, up, back, and down. Try to get all the way to your end range in each of these movements. One more time, forward, up, back, and down. Now we reverse our direction. Let's go back, up, forward, and down, back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, up, forward, and down. Do that one more time. Squeeze together, go up, forward, and down. We're going to the shoulders now, so left hand to the belly, right arm out to the side. We start in external rotation. That means I'm trying to get that thumb to face away from me here, so we're externally rotating the shoulder. Maintain that now, take a breath in. Again, tension, sweep that arm across your body, maintaining that thumb facing away from you as you start to reach up towards the sky. And then we're going to internally rotate. That means the thumb is going to start to face forward, away from us here. As you start to reach back behind you, but keep trying to rotate that shoulder more as you reach back. Keep the chest facing straight forward. From there, land at your hip, kick back again, and now thumb away from you. Find that external rotation again, coming up, across your body as far as you can reach, across, and back down. Do that one more time. Sweep across, and up. Again, thumb forward to internally rotate. Reach on back and continue that rotation as you reach back. Land your hip, drive back again, open up, across, and back down. Nice, switch sides. Right hand to the belly, left arm out to the side. Find that rotation, thumb away from you. Breath in, bit of brace, sweep across, and up. Thumb forward to rotate. And reach on back. Keep rotating as you reach back. Land at hip, kick it back, open up, cross, and back down. One more time, across and up. Come forward to rotate, reach back. And the hip, drive back again, open up, across, back down. Let's go into the spine next. So we grab ourselves a nice big hug. Looking to grab sort of on the shoulders or behind the shoulders if you can get there. Again, breath in. Create some tension through the body. And start that tucking that chin towards the chest, like how we started. Then round the spine forward. When you can't round anymore, start twisting to the left. From there, side bend, lift the right elbow up and start to extend the spine. Think about lifting through the low back, mid back, up through the chest, twisting towards the other side, rounding forward. And when you get back to center, let's reverse our direction, rotate to the right, so twist right, left elbow lifts the side bend, extend. Think about like doing a back bend as you twist towards the other side, round forward, and then reverse that direction again. So we go left, side bend, right elbow lifts, extend, rotate to the other side, round forward, and reverse. Rotate, twist right, side bend, left elbow lifts, extend in that side bend, more extension to the upper back here, twisting left, rounding forward, and back down. We'll go into the hips next. We'll do them from a side lying position. So let's come to lie down on our right side. Just fix up my notes here. Let's come to lie down on our right side here. Let's go bottom arm in a fist, so right arm in a fist, top arm grabs on, just for some push-pull, create some upper body tension. From there, take a breath in. Always tension through the body here. Left knee in towards your chest first. From there, take that thigh wide towards the ceiling. And now we're going to internally rotate. Think about getting the sole of the foot up towards the sky as you begin to kick back behind you without extending through the low back here. Draw that knee on top of the opposite knee. Drive back again. Take that thigh wide towards the ceiling and then try and squeeze that knee in towards your shoulder to externally rotate and bring it back down. One more time, knee towards the chest. Go wide first, and then again that sole of the foot is trying to find the ceiling as you drive back. Stack the knees, drive back again, wide, and then trying to bring that knee in towards your shoulder, in towards your armpit area. Back down. Let's switch sides. Two on the opposite side as well. Again, same strategy for upper body tension. You can hug yourself or hug a block as well. Whatever works for you here. Top knee in. Go wide. Again, that sole of the foot is trying to find the sky here as you drive back. Stack those knees. Drive back again. Wide. Knee draws in towards the shoulder. Back down. One more time. Draw it in. Go wide, find that rotation to drive back at the same time. Stacking, drive back again, up toward the ceiling. The knee pulls in towards the shoulder and back down. Nice. All right, we're gonna stay in the hips. We're gonna come to a 90-90 position. So I'm gonna show you from the side on here. We're gonna go the right shin forward and the left leg back. So the trail hip is going to be our focus hip for hip internal rotation today. So the front leg, I usually just like to bring it in just so we don't really have to worry about that front shin. It's really whatever's comfortable for you here. Now, so I've got my back hip, have a nice alignment here. I've got my hip in line with my knee and knee in line with my ankle. This is a really difficult position for you to sit in. You can grab something and pop it underneath that right hip. So maybe a yoga block or a couple of books, something like that. From there, I'm moving my left hand and I bring it behind me. Now I want to find a bit of a stretch in this back hip. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to think about turning my chest and torso towards this back hip a little bit. So I'm turning. I want to find a bit of sensation in the outer sort of area here, right where your hip joint is. I'm turning, a little bit of combination of turning towards the back hip and maybe even leaning back a little bit at the same time. You probably won't get there, but you're aiming to try and get your left butt cheek towards the ground here. All right. So once you've found that stretch, just hold there and take a few slower, deeper breaths, and I'll go over our cues. We're going to do something called pails and rails from this position. So the pails action for this one is trying to externally rotate that hip. So what that means is, I'm going to think about this back ankle here. I'm going to be driving it down into the ground and trying to sweep it towards the right. So that left ankle pressing down and sweeping across to the right. The action that it's trying to do is making this action try and externally rotate, but it's blocked. We don't want actually any movement here. So that's the pails action. The rails action is doing the opposite, reversing and trying to lift this back ankle off of the ground, trying to lift it up and rotate it towards the front of the mat here, towards that front leg. all right? So we're gonna go 30 seconds today at about a 70% intensity, all right? If that's too high intensity for you, no worries, 20, 30, 50, find the intensity that works for you, all right? So let's take a breath in. Create some brace, create some tension through the body. So I'm pressing this front shin down, the back legs pressing, I'm squeezing my belly, my glutes, and with that light intensity first, start pressing that back ankle down into the ground, trying to sweep it forward towards the front of the mat. So at a light intensity first, we're at about 20%. Let's find 40% intensity. Build your way up, let's find 60%. Let's find 70%, and now try to maintain that 70% intensity. So we're squeezing that hip, we're trying to externally rotate it. Of course, we're blocked by the ground here. Maintain that 70%. Again, make sure you've got tension through your whole body here. So it's not just that leg working, the rest of the body is squeezing, and we're trying to drive that force, that 70% intensity into that back hip. We've got about 10 more seconds, and then we will reverse our direction. When you reverse direction, don't change your body position at all, just to reverse that rotation and try to lift that ankle off the ground in 3, 2, 1, reverse your direction. So now you're contracting, you're trying to rotate the hip in the opposite direction. You won't be able to get that ankle off the ground, that's the whole point. You're squeezing at that 70%. And again, just like we did for the pails, the rails were still good, strong tension through your whole body here. So find that tissue and really give it a good squeeze at 70% intensity. We've got about 10 more seconds. 5, 4, keep squeezing, 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, take a few slower breaths there while you're still in the stretch, and I'll explain our next one here. So the next one is still working the same action, the internal rotation of the hip, but now we do actually want to get a little lift off. So now I do want to get just a little bit of baby lift off this back leg. So if I'm in my end range here, as we just found out, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to be able to lift off from there. So I need to take myself a little bit out of that range. So I'm going to be thinking about turning my chest rather than towards that back hip. I'm going to be thinking about turning a little bit away towards the front hip. That might mean turning away, and it might mean leaning off to the side for you as well, depending how much strength and control you have here. So the action here is going to be lifting off, give it a good squeeze, and touching back down. So what I don't want you to do is this. So have a look at my body here. I don't want this. Lifting and leaning at the same time. So if you need to come down here, that's fine, but you just stay in that position. All right, so we're going to do 12 reps from here. All right, so we're in our position. We've tested, we've found that good position to find that internal rotation where we can get that little bit of lift off. Let's take a breath in. Good brace, get some good tension through the body here. From there to lift off, good squeeze at the top, back down. Lift off, back down. Maintain that 90 degrees. Lift off, back down. Lift off, back down. Lift off, back down, lift off, and down, lift off, back down, lift off, back down, 4 more, lift off, back down, lift off, and down, 2 more times, lift off, back down, 1 more, lift off, and back down. Nice. From there, I'll just change my position. You can stay exactly as you are. I'll just change this to a bit of a different angle here. So now we're still in that 90-90 here, and we're still going to be focused on the back hip. So I'm going to come down to more of a collapsed 90 position. So I'm down on my right forearm now. So we're going to do hip cards from this position, that same one we did at the start, just from a different position. All right, so from there, take a breath in. Create some good brace here. From there, bring that back knee in towards your chest, so in towards your shoulder. And then from there, drive up towards the ceiling. From there, try to lift the outer shin and ankle up towards the sky as you begin to kick back behind you. When you can't kick back anymore, you'll feel the hamstrings contract. Bring that knee forward just a little bit. Drive back again, and then up towards the ceiling, and then squeeze in towards your shoulder and back down. Do that 1 more time. Squeeze in, pull in, Go wide, and then try to lift the shin and ankle up. You won't get much here. And drive back, feel the hamstrings contract. Just pull it forward a little bit here. Drive back again. Go wide, then squeeze that knee in towards that shoulder. Back down. Let's switch sides. So now the right hip is going to be our trail hip. So set yourself up in that nice 90 degrees with that back hip. But again, the front shin is whatever's comfortable for you. So we've got our nice 90-degree angles here, hip in line with knee, and knee in line with the ankle here. From there, that right hand sweeps around, comes behind you, and we want to find that stretch on that back hip again. So again, it's a matter of a couple of things, turning the chest and torso towards that back hip, and for some of you, maybe even a little bit leaning back. So I'll give you a moment here, just scan until you find a bit of sensation. I don't want an overwhelming sensation, just a bit of sensation in that back hip. And if you don't find it there, that's okay. It's all good. So just hanging out here, just while we take this time, just take a few moments, take a few slower, deeper breaths. So allowing your body to get used to this position, just sort of sink down into the stretch a little bit here. We'll hold here for 3 more breaths. So we're going to go those pails and rails again. So the pails, same action. You're going to be driving that right foot down into the ground now, trying to sweep it across to the left. And then the rails, trying to lift that back ankle off the ground. And we keep in this exact position as we are. So don't change your body position at all. All right, let's go. Let's take a breath in. Create some tension through the body here. And then with that light intensity, driving that back foot down, trying to sweep it forward towards that front of the mat. So we're at about 20% intensity now. Let's make our intensity up to about 40%. Let's find 60%. Let's find 70% and hold. So you're squeezing the whole body here, and really that right hip, give it a good squeeze as well here. Try and maintain that 70% intensity. Don't forget to breathe. People often hold their breath. So don't forget to breathe. We've got about 15 more seconds here. Keep driving down, and remember when you reverse direction, keep your body position exactly as it is. 3, 2, 1, reverse. Now try to lift that back ankle off the ground. Now we're trying to internally rotate the hip. Find that connection to the tissue that rotates the hip and give it a good squeeze, 70% intensity here. Keep going. We've got about 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relax, stay in the stretch. And if you got it, you might be able to find that you might be able to turn a little bit more towards that back hip. And again, a few slower, deeper breaths there. Okay, we've got the lift-offs next. So again, we need to get out of this end range. I'm no longer turning towards the back hip. I'm going to start turning towards this front leg a little bit here. And again, maybe even coming off to the side, forward, just somehow getting yourself away from that hip so you can create the action of lifting that back ankle off the ground. And we don't want this much here. We want just a little bit of lift off. So we're still working right at our end range. We've got 12 reps. So take a moment there, find your position where you can get that little bit of lift off, but it's still very challenging for yourself, which for me is about there. All right, let's go 12 reps. Take a breath in. Good, strong brace through the whole body here. Lift off, back down. Lift off, back down. Lift off, back down. Lift off, back down. Lift off, and down, lift off, back down, lift off, back down, lift off, back down, lift off, and down, lift off, back down, 4 more reps. Lift off, back down, lift off, back down. 2 more. Lift off, back down, lift off, and back down. All right, very good. So just quickly before we go into the hip cards, with these ones, if you're not really finding that connection, these exercises, they take time to develop. So make sure you're doing subsequent takes of the classes, and over time, you'll start to find that connection and you might get a little, aha, now I get it. So don't get frustrated with yourself if you're like, I just don't understand what we're doing here. This kind of training takes time, so you really have to stick with it. All right, stay in that same position. I'm gonna come down onto my side here, just for the camera angle. So now we're gonna be on my left forearm, and I've still got my nice 90 degrees with that back hip. We're gonna go those hip curls too from this position. So let's take a breath in. Good brace here. Bring that top knee in towards your chest. Take it wide towards the ceiling. Try to lift the shin and ankle up as you begin to kick back behind you. Feel those hamstrings contract. Bring it forward. Drive back again. Again, feel the hamstrings contracting here. Lift up and then try to squeeze that knee in towards your shoulder. So that's external rotation. And back down. Do that one more time. Draw in. Go wide. Lift shin and ankle up as you kick back behind you. Stack the knees, drive back again, go wide, squeeze in towards that shoulder, and back down. All right, nice. We're gonna go into the shoulders next. I'll just grab my notes here. So we're gonna come to lie down on our right side here, and we're gonna get into what's called the sleeper stretch. So we worked on hip internal rotation, now we're gonna work on shoulder internal rotation as well. So we're going to start, just so we can go and get it set up nice and neatly, we're going to start in a nice straight line here. So I got my heels in line up towards my shoulders. I got my right arm on the ground here, straight out in sort of out to the side. So I'm making like an L shape here. From there, what I want to do, I make more like a V shape. So I'm going to bring my feet forward and scoot my hips back. So I'm creating sort of like a V shape. I want to create some space here. From there, with this right hand, rather than being right in line with my shoulder, I'm going to bring it down sort of 20 degrees, just so it's a little bit down more towards my feet. From there, I bend the elbow, so I'm on the right elbow here, with sort of the tricep on the ground here. And from there, the left hand is going to grab onto the forearm. Now, before we come down to the stretch, what I want you to think about is getting this left shoulder sort of stacking on top of the right shoulder. So I'm not open up towards the sky here. I'm sort of getting that left shoulder stacking so the chest is facing straight forward. Another key action here, I like to squeeze the shoulder blades together. So I'm squeezing and drawing those shoulder blades together. And now with that left hand, I come to lie down. Now with that left hand, I'm drawing the fist and I'm aiming that fist roughly where my belt buckle would be. So now what I want you to do, we're looking for a little bit of a stretch in the outside top area of the shoulder here. So you scan for your best version of the stretch. Again, I like to stack the shoulders, I like to squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then scanning. So if that fist is more towards your thighs, maybe that's a better position for you. Maybe you just bring it in a little bit, more towards the chest, and then find that position where you feel a little bit of sensation, a good sensation in the outside of that shoulder. All right. And again, I find squeezing the shoulder blades helps to maintain that. So we don't want to be stacking, collapsing down into the joint capsule. We want to be squeezing so we're not collapsing into it there. So we're going to do pails and rails from here as well. So the pails action for this one, the top hand is the block, but if it wasn't here, if you're watching my forearm, if that hand wasn't here, I'm trying to make this action. I'm trying to bring that fist more towards the ceiling. The rails action is doing the opposite, trying to further internally rotate, trying to bring that fist down towards the ground, okay? So we're going to do the same thing, 70%, 30 seconds. Alrighty, let's go. Let's take a breath in. Create some good tension through the body here, and with that light intensity first, still squeezing the shoulder blades together, start trying to bring that fist up towards the sky. The top arm is blocking, not allowing any movement at all. Let's build that intensity up. Let's find 40%. Let's find 60%. Let's find 70% and hold. Again, if 70% is too much for you, back it off. Just go to whatever is your safest intensity. We're going to hold 70% for about 30 seconds. Keep squeezing those shoulder blades together. Keep those shoulders stacked. Keep squeezing. We've got about 10 more seconds, then we reverse our direction. When you reverse direction, you're going to keep all those actions, shoulder blade squeezing, shoulder blade stacked, for 3, 2, 1, reverse direction. Try to now internally rotate that shoulder, not from the wrist here, just from the shoulder, trying to rotate down towards the ground. Keep those shoulder blades squeezing and find that 70%. Keep working. We've got about 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Top arm back on and relax down into the stretch. You might find that you've just opened up a little bit more range, meaning that fist is sort of a little bit closer towards the ground. And if it's not, that's totally fine. Slow down here, take a few breaths, and we'll go over our next action from here. All right, so the next action, while you're still maintaining a nice slow breathing, the next action is called a passive range hold. So with this top arm, I'm holding myself in this position. This is my end range or my passive range. From there, what I'm going to do, I'm going to contract that rails tissue, the one we were just working. We were trying to get the fist down towards the ground. I'm going to give that a good squeeze, and then I release the hand, and I try to hold in that position. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back on, reset, and continue from there, okay? So we're actually going to do 5 reps, and we're going to do 10-second holds, okay? So we're now in range. We're still keeping those shoulders stacked. We're squeezing those shoulder blades together. From there, that top arm presses down. We get ourselves to that end range. Now we contract that rails tissue, try and hold in that position, and release the support and hold. 10 seconds. Keep squeezing, really good squeeze here. 3, 2, 1. Hand back on, press you back down, reset, contract that rails tissue, and release the support. Hold. Keep squeezing, keep squeezing. 3, 2, 1. Hand back on. Again, contract, squeeze those shoulder blades, and release the support. Hold. Keep driving down towards the ground. 3, 2, 1. Back on. Contract and release. Hold. Keep driving down, driving down, driving down. Keep squeezing. 3, 2, 1. I think we got 2 more. Get back down. Contract. Release the support. Hold. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Keep squeezing those shoulder blades. They'll drop off immediately if you don't. 3, 2, 1. One more rep. Back on. Contract. Release. Hold. All those shoulder blades together. 3, 2, 1. And release. Alrighty. So we're going to do swimmers. We're just going to do one arm at a time, and we'll do them from a prone position, this lying down position. I'll just turn around here for the camera. So for this one here, I'll just show you the action first, and then we'll do it together lying down on our belly. So the action that we're doing is swimmers. So we're going to start with the right hand behind the head. We're going to lift off, which will be reaching towards the ceiling. We straighten the elbow, keep reaching towards the ceiling. I'll talk you through it as we go, don't worry. Then we rotate the shoulder, so the thumb down as we reach back behind us. We land on the elbow, on the back there. So we bend the elbow, lift off, straighten back behind us, rotate, 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 and land back on the head. All right, we're going to do 3, 4 reps. So we're in that prone position, forehead down on the ground. Sorry if the mic doesn't sound too good here, but forehead down on the ground. Left arm is whatever is comfortable for you. Right hand behind the head. From there, take a breath in. Create some good tension, good brace here. Lift off, elbow and hand reach towards the ceiling. Straighten the elbow, but keep reaching up. From there, rotate thumb down as you start to reach back behind you, and keep trying to rotate more as you reach on up. Bend the elbow and land on the back. Lift off, straighten back behind you, thumb up to externally rotate, reaching forward and up. Bend the elbow, land on the head. That's 1, 2 more. Lift off, straighten the elbow, lift up towards the sky. Thumb down to rotate, reach on back and up. Bend and land on your back. Lift off,
straighten, 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 rotate, thumb up, bend, and land on the head. One more time. Lift off, straighten, find that rotation, so thumb down first as you reach back and up. Continue rotating as you reach back, reach, 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 bend, land on the back. Lift off, straighten, rotate, and land back on the head. Nice. From there, we just come to lie straight down on our left side, and we go into the internal rotation stuff for the left shoulder now. So again, let's get set up the same way. Let's start in a nice straight line. If you already know where you're going, just go straight in there. From there, I scoot my hips back, and I bring my feet a little bit forward. I want to create some space here. Bring my left hand more, just a little bit down towards the feet here. And again, that positioning of where you bring that shoulder, like if you find a better position here for that rotation, that's fine. If you bring it, you can do it in so many different positions. But I want you to find that positioning. I can't tell you exactly, I don't know what your shoulder joint feels like. So it's up to you to find that best stretch. I'm gonna just give you a few little cues here that work for me and for a lot of people. All right, so I'm down on my left shoulder. So I'm just scooting in here a little bit. And then from there, the shoulders stacking, squeezing those shoulder blades together. The right hand grabs onto the forearm here. And just gently guide that down towards the ground. We want to make sure there's no space here between our shoulder blade and the ground. That's why we're lying down here. We're trying to block all that space there. All right. All right. So I'll give you a moment here to scan for your best stretch. I can get my timer. So just scanning, where do you find that best sensation on the outside of the shoulder? You know, I like that fist roughly towards the belt buckle. So just somewhere around that general area, making sure we're still stacked here. So for me, I found it's about there for me. All right, so we're gonna go 30 seconds up to that 70% intensity again. Let's take a breath in. Good brace here, squeeze those shoulder blades together, and then with that light intensity, start driving up towards the sky, top arm blocking. Let's build that intensity up. Build up, build up. Find 70% and hold. Keep squeezing, keep squeezing. Maintain that 70. About 10 more seconds. When you reverse, again, keep your body position exactly as it is. Shoulders stacking, shoulder blades squeezing. We reverse in 3, 2, 1. Reverse direction. Try to internally rotate now. Trying to get that fist more down towards the ground. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Hand back on and just relax. Take a few breaths in the stretch. Okay, so when you go into the passive range holds, we're going to do those 5 reps for the 10-second holds. Okay, so let's bring that top arm back on. Drive down, get down towards your passive range. Again, I said drive down, but it's really just a gentle press down here. Let's take a breath in. Create some brace here, good tension. From there, find that rails tissue, which you'll try and drive down and release the hand and hold 10 seconds. Three, 2, 1. Top arm back on, press back down, contract, try and hold in that position. Release the hand and hold. 3, 2, 1. Back on, contract and release, hold. We've got 5 reps here to really get everything. Go up for 2, 1, back on. 2 more reps. Contract, release, and hold. Keep squeezing, keep trying to rotate that shoulder more. 3, 2, 1. Back on, one more time. Contract and release, hold. Last rep. 3, 2, 1, and release. Alrighty, very good. Let's go into the swimmers for the left shoulder now. Alrighty, so let's come to lie down to that prone position. It'll be the same thing we did before, there's 3 reps. So we start with that left hand behind the head. Alright, I'll give you a couple of breaths here. And myself, of course. Alrighty, let's do it. 3 reps. So left elbow up towards the sky here, the hand behind the head. From there, breath in, good brace, lift hand and elbow off the head, lift towards the sky, straighten the elbow, but keep lifting up. From there, thumb down to internally rotate as you reach back and up. Continue that rotation, reaching up towards the sky. Bend the elbow, land on the back, lift off, thumb away from you to externally rotate. Keep that rotation going as you lift up, bend, land on the head 2 more times. Lift off, straighten, rotate as you reach back. Reach up, 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 bend, land on the back. Lift off, rotate the other way, thumb up, land back on the head. 1 final time. Lift off, hand, elbow, lift, straighten and keep lifting up. Thumb down to rotate. Land on the back, lift off, rotate the other way, and land back on the head. Okay, very good. So next what we're going to go into is a little bit of work for the spine, a little bit of work for the thoracic spine in particular. So I'm going to grab a quick drink and then we'll get into our work together. If you want to grab a drink, grab a few breaths yourself, and that'll be a great time. So for this one here, we're working on the passive range holds, which is just what we did just for that shoulder, the one before the swimmers. So we're going to do that for the spine now. So we're going to do that from a prone position here. And for this one, we're going to do 10 reps of 5-second holds. So I'll show you what it looks like. So first action here is going to be thinking about, imagine there's like a ball, a small little ball underneath your belly button. And I want to think about rolling that ball forward and up, forward, up, forward and up. I'm going to get to my end range here. From there with the fingertips, I just press myself up just a little bit more. And now I contract my spinal muscles here. I try and hold myself in that position and I release the hands. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back on, reset, and we continue from there. So 10 reps for 5 seconds. We got 1 round of these bad boys. All right. So again, start by just sort of face down towards the ground. Imagine that little ball underneath your belly button here. Roll that ball slowly forward and up and get to that extended spine position. From there with the fingertips, press them down and a little bit drag back to pull you into that end range. From there, take a breath in, good brace, and release the hands and hold. 5, 4, keep rolling forward and up. 3, 2, 1, hands back down, reset, contract, release the hands. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reset, good squeeze, release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reset, contract, stick with me and release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reset, good squeeze, release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reset, contract, release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 more reps. Reset, good squeeze, release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reset, again, contract and release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Reset, contract, release. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And flop to the ground. All right. So with those ones there, just for subsequent takes of the class, make sure when you lift up, so when you come up to the end range and you release the hands, you're still imagining rolling that ball forward and up. So you're still trying to extend more the whole time and try and hold in that position. All right. So we'll do some sort of cool down stuff now. We'll work on a little bit of spinal segmentation and a few more calf variations. So we're going to go scapular again. I'm going to go from this tabletop position here. All right, so get yourself in that tabletop position, hands underneath the shoulders. From there, first action is shoulder blades, shoulders shrugging up towards the ears. So shrug up towards the ears, then squeeze your shoulder blades together. Your chest will come down towards the ground a little bit. From there, shoulders towards your hips, and then drive down. So forward, so back or down, back, and up. Forward, down, back, and up. And now reverse, go down, back, so squeeze together, up, and press down. So towards your pants, and down towards the ground, towards the shoulders, and then driving down. Do that one more time. Down, back, up, and forward. It kind of sounds a little bit different there because it's the forward is in a different position from this one here, but it's the same action that we just did to start the class. Let's go spinal segmentation. We'll still be in that tabletop position here. So this one here, just starting in a nice neutral spine, so just relax. Just relax to whatever position your spine gets into comfortably. From there, nice and slowly, start to very, very slowly lift your tailbone up towards the sky. You're thinking about slowly extending the spine, nice and slowly, making your way up through the spine. Imagine that chest coming, sort of rolling forward towards the ground. Of course, it's not actually moving towards the ground there, but lifting up, slowly extending, making your way up through the spine. If you've done yoga before, these are like, sort of like cat-cows, but not really. Nice and slow, extending all the way up. You feel it come up towards your chin, lift your chin up towards the sky a little bit here. Now keep that chin lifting and slowly start to tuck the pelvis under. So now you're doing the opposite. You're trying to round in very slowly, rounding all the way in. I'm still working my way up through my mid-spine. I'm going to do this really slow. When you get to that fully rounded position, so your chin will tuck in towards your throat and towards your chest. And now I'm in this fully flexed position. I want to come back into extension. So keep my chin tucked, and I slowly begin to lift my tailbone up towards the sky. If you want to do something for the health of your spine, just start doing this one every day. And this one really takes time to develop the skill and control. Don't get frustrated if it doesn't look like what I'm doing here. It takes a lot of time. You just got to stick with it. So when we get back to that extended position, we'll round in one more time. Slowly tuck the pelvis under. And nice and slowly rounding it away in. Slowly. Finding that rounded position, tucking that chin in, and relax. From there, we'll go to lumbar segmentation as well. So that one was the whole spine. And now we want to try and isolate the movement to the lumbar, which is the low spine here. For this one, I'm going to come down into my forearms. And now I want to create a block with my upper spine here. So I'm going to be thinking about rounding through my upper spine. So tuck your chin in towards your chest. And find that roundness through the upper spine. We want to try and maintain that the whole time now. So chin tucking in. From there, nice and slowly, start lifting your tailbone up towards the sky, keeping your chin tucked. When you feel like you can't extend anymore, so when you run out of space there, just do the opposite. Start to tuck the pelvis under and start to slowly round through the low back, keeping that upper back nice and full now. When you can't round anymore, just reverse your direction. And just keep going back and forth. Nice and slowly. Make sure you stay nice and full through the upper spine here. It will try to slack off to make it easier. We want to try and maintain that block the whole time. Let's go one more either direction. And release. All right, nice. From there, let's come to a seated position. And we'll finish with some knee cars and ankle cars. So we'll start with the knee. Let's get the right heel down on the ground. The left leg can just be off to the side, whatever's comfortable for you. Let's get the right heel down on the ground. And from there, where you hold the knee, I probably recommend holding behind the hamstrings when you start off doing these ones. And that's what we want to feel contracting. So the first action here is going to be rotating the knee out. So think about rotating the pinky edge of the foot out. And what we're trying to rotate here is the tibia bone, this big front shin bone here. We're trying to rotate that in and out without involving the ankle. This one definitely takes a lot of time to develop the skill. Don't get frustrated, you just got to stick with these. So let's rotate out from the knee, rotate as much as you can. Feel the outer hamstring contracting. And now feel the inner hamstring contracting to rotate the opposite way. Rotate in as much as you can. When you can't rotate in anymore, just go back the opposite way. Nice. Rotate in and rotate out. One more, rotate in. The next time you rotate out, let's stay out and keep trying to rotate out more as you now begin to straighten that leg out just a little bit, not all the way. From there, rotate in. Keep rotating in more as you come back down, and now we don't touch the ground. Rotate out, a little bit of straightening, rotate in, back down, and now stay internally rotated. Start to straighten, rotate out, back down. Go in, up, out, and down. We'll go into the right ankle as well. Let's grab the right forearm, comes underneath. I grab my left bicep and I pull it in. If that doesn't work for you, that's totally fine. You can just grab onto the front of the shin here, works as well. So first action here is gas pedaling the foot down towards the ground. From there, rotate in as much as you can. Nice and slow, lifting up. Pulling that toes towards your shin, rotate out. And then gas pedal down. Rotate in, up, out, and down. Nice. Let's reverse that direction. Go out, up, in, and down. These ones are really great. Like if you have ankle issues, even if you don't, just start doing these regularly. You can chuck these in at any time when you're sitting down at the couch, sitting at your work desk. These are so simple to chuck into your daily routine. Right, let's do it on the other side. So right leg off to the side, we'll start with the left knee again. So I like the heel down on the ground here. And again, you hold on to those stringy bits of the hamstring here. You can feel that contracting. Nice, let's rotate out. Give this little squeeze at the end. And rotate in. Out. And in. One more time, go out. And in. Next time we go out, let's stay out and continue trying to rotate out more. A little bit of straightening through that knee. Rotate in, back down, out, up, in, and down. Stay internally rotated now. Straighten, rotate out, back down, in, up, out, and down. All right. Let's go that left ankle, left forearm under, grab on, or just grab the front of the shin. Pull in towards you, and then maintain that same tempo, nice and slow. Gas pedal that foot down, rotate in, up, out, and down. In, up, nice and slow, out, and down. Let's reverse that direction, go out, up, in, down, nice and slow, and release. Yeah, so as I mentioned, with that spinal segmentation, the one we did from that tabletop position, and particularly these knee cars, when you're trying to rotate just the shin,
you're likely going to have very little control over that. So just promise to stick with it, and you'll eventually, over time, like start doing those knee cars, like just every day. It'll take you a minute, 2 minutes. Just start doing those every day. I promise you that the benefits are definitely well worth your time. Anyway, that's our class for today, everyone. So I hope you enjoyed that one. A little bit of touch into sort of a lot of different parts of the body there. So I do hope you enjoyed that. Please let me know how you went. Please find me on Instagram. Come chat with me. I'd love to connect. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Peace.